And good morning, America. Today we have the Handsome Hans and, of course, me numbers. We're going to be looking at a 1v1 tournament here, the weekday scuffle. This is back on the 3rd. I run a 1357 for all the matches. We see a couple different tanks here on the enemy side, so it should be interesting. And say hello, Hans.
Hello.
Fantastic. Let's get this started off. I only own 2 or 3 tier 7 tanks, so my decision was pretty easy. It's encounter, but the cap time is actually 55 seconds. So that makes it kind of interesting for us as well. So it's actually possible to cap, not that we would necessarily, but it's not going to be 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes on encounter.
What's your loadout here? How do you run this thing?
So I went with the optics directive on this. I have 2 different setups. One had binocs on it as well. If I was against a heavy, my plan was to run to like F3, pop binocs, and then snipe him as he comes and reset, do the same thing. My clip does about 720 damage, but for now I just have that active spotting. So I see 465 or thereabouts. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. The VK was a surprise for me, and you'll see it becomes a bit funky. It's a 3002 and it's got an 88. Thankfully I remembered that, but I don't spot him at all here, right? I totally miss him. Just straight up a whiff. So now I'm thinking, oh, pretty easy. He's gonna be on the cap. He's got 500 more hit points than I do, but you know, I'll set up. I'll get a couple shots. He won't see me, and we'll be fine. That's the dream here. It doesn't pan out quite like I was hoping. So this guy, we're gonna shoot him. He is really fast. Full disclosure. Spot him on cap. 15 seconds. Now, I'm a light tank, right, Hans? Surely I can run away. For sure.
Doesn't look like it on the mini-map.
he's I think he's exactly the same speed I am, is what it looks like now. And again, I do 90 damage a shot, so I actually still can't clip him out. It's going to take another, probably 2 clips with all these bounces. This is just strictly auto aim. You know, we got free camera on right now because I don't want to do that to y'all, but this is just strictly auto aim. And I keep thinking, surely I can put some distance on. Then I realize, actually no. So let me use the hill and go find a building, because my only chance is a building now. And now we're on our next clip. As he still runs us down. This guy maybe got a little unlucky on his shots. I don't know what the bloom's like, to be honest. Get the commander repaired. And now it's spicy.
Yeah, one more.
And the bounce.
Oh.
Kill at the end. But this was a good player.
Yeah.
I did not know how that matchup would go. Like,
that was a lot faster as a VK than I remember. It's been a hot minute.
I actually think that he picked a really good tank for this. And then I realized after that like a Comet would probably be the next sort of best option, maybe even better than a VK, because it's so insanely fast with depression, as 2400 DPM. Been really bonkers.
Do you have one?
No, this was the only tank I had that had a crew for tier 7, besides the Su 12244, which is not exactly not meta. And I'm lucky, 1357 is a really great tank, but in retrospect, I might try to grind out a Comet, because the other one's loading up here. There we go. Might try to grind out a Comet, because gosh darn it.
Cromwell and Comet are both just fantastic.
Yeah, Yeah, it honestly seems that way. Here's the mirror matchup. I had expected to see more mirror matchups actually. And so against the mirror, also I'm also running the concealment. I don't know if it lets me highlight in game now, but I run the concealment perk on it too. Or equipment slot. 3% I think. Might be 6, but probably it's 3%. With the mirror matchup, I'm again just trying to get a freebie and then reclip because we can't clip each other. It's extremely awkward. We cannot deal 890 damage. Would you ever go around Hans, like around the edge of the south here or something from North Spawn? I mean, I pretty much played it the line, but
against something heavier with bad visibility, for sure.
Yeah.
I think in mirror matches and anything where your vision isn't 100%, I don't know. I still think you're better off with the direct action.
Makes sense.
In a 1v1 anyway, right?
Like, yeah. There's no crossfire in a 1v1, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll leave the gunner in H1. He can shoot. We'll give him a machine gun. We'll take the tank to D3. This is another one of those matches where I didn't see them. I'm not sure if that's the nature of the map. So then my plan is I'm going to stop and get up on this, sit on the very top on the cap circle. It's going to let me spot this line. I'll, of course, see if he's over here. And I should get the intro shots on him for free. And again, I cannot clip him. That's my whole idea is, okay, let me get on the cap. Let me wait till I get on the edge to get here. And then make sure my vision works. And I see him. I go, oh, sweet. He's going to give me some free HP. Total whiff. And then I just pop the clip here in a second. Whiff. Not a great showing here. Couple hits. Now we're gold, even though it doesn't feel very gold. He can't kill me.
It's not feeling gold. Yeah, he can't kill you.
He can't kill me. But I've also got to get my turret on him again. And
yeah, you lost your turret.
I just give up on the auto aim because the struggle was real.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yeah, very close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in those mirror matches, like that whole charge he does gives you such a high percentage of sinking your shots, whereas he's 100%. Just a hope and a dream, right?
100%. Yeah, if he had not donated his HP there, it would have gotten a lot harder. Yeah, 1000%.
Are you running pure gold on that? I didn't look.
Yeah, I'm just running only APCR. Of course, against a 1357, it probably doesn't matter actually, but
yeah, you don't know who you're fighting until you get in, right?
Yeah, and that first game with that VK, I did definitely bounce him with gold a few times, and I fired 27 shots or something, so I don't want to bring a partial AP load and be actually I needed all 56 shots or or whatever it is.
100%. You don't want to mix in this type of scenario.
Oh, oops. I actually don't have the APCR. This was a really interesting matchup. Yeah. Oh, this is the other. I'm running my binocs and then the camo, but I'm also running the perk that lets you see him for 2 extra seconds.
Right.
Because I
this
feel
could be a scary matchup for you.
Yeah, right. He has the same HP I do, basically. I wish I'd had an E25, because that would have been pretty fun. And this guy's creative. We'll see it.
And his DPM is very scary for you.
Yes. Yeah, he fires almost as fast as I do, or as fast, but doesn't have a clip.
Yep.
And he hits for like 150 or 135.
Yeah, something like that. But if he catches you in a reload, and he's fast,
Oh
like he
yeah.
can run you down.
Or ram me, right? He definitely
Ah,
outweighs me. There's so
that's
many
true
weird
too.
ways this game can go.
And his camo is ridiculous as well.
Yes. So I have this same idea. Let me set up on cap, pop my binocs, my camo net, and get some freebies. And I have pretty good vision here. So my hatch, who knows what Wargaming thinks, but in my mind, my hatch gives me ability to vision ray over here as well. So I should have almost 360 coverage. Now we wait, because he's got to come in.
You gotta think he's on that 1-2 line.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or he's going to come roaring down the E line. Those are the two things in my mind that are possible, I guess. And it's like, gosh, where'd this guy go? I'm thinking, well, maybe he went 890 now, right? And so he's got to show up. There he is. And
Yeah,
you
he
called
is.
it. He is on
Yeah.
the 1-0. He doesn't see me until right at the end. I had thought I was going to get away with not being seen at all. That's why I hadn't fired. And instead, look at this. Look at that last shot. He's HEing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's spicy.
I thought so, actually.
That could really mess you up
Yeah.
module-wise.
I've already lost a crew member. So here's a matchup that is tough but not insane. I now can't use my binocs for anything, and I'm down half HP. This is a little bit of a rough.
Yeah, and honestly, I would have gone down that hill instead of across the top of
I
it, because you
think you're
kind of
right.
left yourself
Yeah.
open there for
I
a bit.
wanted to shoot him, but you're
I know.
100% right. Yeah. So here, I know he's camping, so my
Right.
best shot is to get around him and clip, but I can't one clip him again unless I high roll. So just the
Yeah.
limitations of this tank feel really goofy in these periods. So I'm gonna just do a hit and run if I can.
Bounce.
Yep. Crits, bounces. But the key here is that now I can actually kill him. That's the key takeaway.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop the full spot. Going to wait the full 10 seconds.
Yep.
It was really interesting to face an E25, though. It put a totally different wrinkle on the gameplay, I guess. I'm so hoping that he's right there, right?
Yeah. He's in that one bush on
And I'm
the
looking
cap.
at the cap,
Oh,
right?
shoot.
22 seconds. So I take a shot. Uh-oh. I go, oh, not there. I clip it knowing I'm going to have about a 2.5 second difference between my reload and the cap circle.
Oh, this timing is key.
Yep. I was like, I'm doing the math. I'm like, I got 2.5 seconds. Come in here.
Yeah.
What?
Now you got him.
Easy.
Yeah.
And that's the game. But really interesting matchup, actually.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if HE was like, it's a cute choice, but it's also very RNG based. I think he would have been better just to pen you.
I agree, because he were gonna high roll on one of them for 154, but he also rolled like 34 a couple times or 30.
Yeah.
So I think in theory he actually just kills me at the beginning, and that's sort of the weirdness of a 1v1, right?
Yeah. And he, like I say, he was just trying to be too smart. Like,
Yeah.
And I think HE, like they've done such a change to HE that unless you're a really high caliber gun, it's kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
it's just not very reliable, right? So
I've outfoxed myself like that so many times in different tournaments, and I just get too clever. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to be clever at all on this one. I'm just going to load all premium, put directives on, and go from there.
And I think what you did at the end there is the way you play an E25, because it is very mobile, but it can't turn with you. Like,
right, yeah.
If you're coming at high speed, auto aim, like you should be able to circle jerk them pretty hard.
Yeah, and it really did go. Well at the end, right? That middle game trade is what I needed so freaking bad.
Yeah.
And we got it, to be honest. The other two games were buys. I've got a tier 10 that's pretty interesting here. You're gonna see it's well, I shouldn't spoil it, but it's a little bit of potato. Did you
I
bring
enjoy a little potato.
Did you bring any steak with you? Because I brought the potato.
I got mayo. We can make potato salad.
Jeez. Anybody got eggs? You know, can we potluck this?
Sure.
Jeez. So this is Encounter Muravanka 3v3 South American Open. Here's what I didn't realize. In my mind, I said 200 MS. That's not bad. That's not bad. It'll be stable. Absolute joke.
Yeah.
Absolute trash. But the loadout, I only have 2 tier 10s.
Yeah.
3 if you count the Rhinoceronte, but we don't because it's the worst 10 in the game. I have the
Why
Krav
do you have that tank?
It was the first line I ground up, and I regret
God.
it. It almost made me quit again. I have the Kronwagen, which I have a ton of games in, and I have a VZ55, and I thought, I'm top 150 crons on the server. Surely I can play a Kronwagen on the South American server. Well, we're going to see how that goes here. Mike has all the tanks, but we theory crafted that you put an IS-7 on cap underneath the hill because he's actually not shootable or pennable, and then you have cap pressure, and then we have an E5 because this is his only 10. Basically, we have a super scuffed lineup.
love the E5.
Super scuffed lineup here. So,
Yeah. Not the lineup you would pick if you could pick any tanks.
Trash, I know. But we're like, well, you know, this could be okay. It'll be fine. I'll just carry in the Kron. Absolute joke.
Well, carry in the Kron at 200 milliseconds with an auto loader that's derpy.
It's gonna look so awful here in a second. I've got a voice or a sound box on mine. You won't hear it on Discord, but I've got one that says "bruh" and emotional damage that I'm 100% gonna hit when you see me try to play this, and it's like pain. So against the mediums, actually, we take the 2 heavies to hill, and then the 7's going to sit at C5. So he's kind of our trigger for what's going on. And then he's also running Grousers, Turbo, and what's the other one? Improved Hardening, I think, is what he's got on there. So basically, he's super durable, but I'm pretty confident the 2 heavies that we have here would actually be able to take their whole team on the top of the hill. The LT has like 1500 HP, yeah. I mean, it's just real light. Sometime in here the IS-7 gets lit as well. It's there's no way to see that on the replay, I think, because we don't have it pinged. We don't ping it, but it is not the most unawkward thing I've ever seen.
Lost the stream.
Oh, let me check. Oh, it dropped, didn't it? I'm sorry. Here.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. I didn't know. So we're going to do a little race off the hill. I-7 keeps getting lit. We're going to try to put our tanks in like F7, 8, Overwatch. And then the 7's going to dump onto the cap is the plan as we talk it through.
Well, 7 is lit at this time?
Consistently. He gets relit right in here. I remember I come in. We assume he's lit all the time, but then his 6 randomly goes off. So then we're like, oh, must not. And there, he's also getting shot at from somewhere in here. I think the Leo was, or the Progetto. So I'm trying to stay below ridge. The E5 is in position mostly now. And we're just spread out along here. And then you'll see the 7 goes. He gets popped, I think, by the LT, I want to say.
I would worry you're being flanked from the bottom, but...
Yeah, so it's a weird game in that there's not really a way around getting out map controlled by these guys, right? Yeah. They are just fast. Leo, LT, Progetto's pretty slow. So we just kind of have to take what we're given. I almost,
Great driving, great driving.
Thanks, it's what I bring to the table. But I am assuming that they're on the hill. I can't remember if underscore tells me that or not, but I think he does. And now we've got the cap pressure because they can't shoot him. There's no way for them to shoot the 7. They have to come like to G6 or something in the open, or E4 in the open, as long as the IS-7 stays tucked in. That was the one thing we practiced on the map ahead of time. That's the T100. This guy's good, by the way. Shout out to Blade, to the the 4 people that will see this video. This player actually really good. I checked his stats afterwards. I felt a little bit less bad. So our E5 is getting shot now. Kind of an awkward moment. And we don't see it.
Yeah.
So he goes, let me just jump on cap, which is mega awkward. Because then we have me here, 2 guys on cap, and the E5 can't even hide on the cap. He's too tall. Like, he's just strictly, but they're getting
and your
shot.
vision is shrinking all the time, right? While theirs is growing.
Giving up. So look at this. Watch this. I go, okay, this should be fine. Okay, miss. No big deal. I give him a little more lead. Okay, bounce. A little awkward. Finally, actually, 1 hit. So we go 1 for 3. It's not a great moment. Give him the backup. He doesn't want to fight. Now, normally, this should just be the easiest matchup in the world. It's not. It's not right now. He keeps running. Now, the Leo, this is what we wanted. This was the whole gig. The Leo has to expose himself to even think about getting against these guys. Same with the Progetto. They're actually shootable. The issue we're running into is that we've only shot them once. They're beat us up.
That 100's going to be able to get a reset too if he's
exactly.
Smart.
And our E5 is a 2-shot. This is the HP disparity is awful right now. And just total. Oh, I should have player cammed it so y'all could see the whiff, but now I realize I've kind of got to deal with the 100, or we're hosed. So wait till I get a little closer to reloading. YOLO. It was just awful playing this tank in 200 MS though. It's just absolutely hideous.
I mean, it's not great when you're at 68.
Right.
You still get that server.
It's just so toxic.
Yeah.
I think here's probably the best play I make during the game though. I guess which way he goes. So he shoots me from straight ahead, and I assume if I'm that guy, I would circle to the hill. I wouldn't circle to the south. And I go, well, he doesn't get lit. Let me flip back, and there I come around just in time on that. And there he is. Do I kill him? Probably not, though. Here's our player cam.
Oh, God.
Critical
Really?
hit. Now I'm just stationary. I'm just like, I'm going to sit here. And we cap out. So what's crazy about this, I chase the LT around to prevent the cap. Our E5 finally gets safe, and our 7 gets safe. We just cap the whole game. Down thousands of HP.
They waited too long with those mediums. The 100 was doing a great job there.
You see the Leo here in the open? He actually just committed too late. Hey, how far can we zoom? There it is. He committed too late, but look how exposed he is. If we hadn't given away, bajillion HP, that's the whole idea, is you just kill them on the incoming.
Yeah, and if you're going to play these tanks, like, you can't play vision, you can't play mobility, so what else can you do other than what you guys did?
Hey, pack them on cap. Just pack them on cap, actually. Yeah, super janky.
And especially with the 7, like the 7, if all they can see is the turret, like, they're not going to get a reset. Like,
yeah, that's exactly right. That's the cool thing with the 7. I love that it's back in flavor.
It's managed to stay semi-relevant, which makes sense. Like, it still has decent mobility for a heavy. The turret's still,
that's
almost invulnerable.
Yeah.
The gun is, the alpha's good. That's about where it ends.
Here, I'm too triggered by how badly I did in the Krav. I actually changed tanks.
Really? Okay.
So, hear me out, Hans. I take the VZ55. with the single shotgun.
Yeah,
That's the move.
I think so.
I couldn't
In this
convince
type
my
of battle,
clan.
like, yeah, I don't think with 200 millisecond you want the autoloader.
It just felt too rough. I run camo on the crew as well. That's the one thing I tried to do to buff it. Here's what we thought we were going to face, though. 2277s and a Super Conk.
Ooh.
This is a pretty scuffed tournament for us in general, too.
Yeah.
This is just not...
There's not a good lineup for you guys to face.
It's just really trash. I can't believe what we did pretty well running an E5 in a VC. I mean, that's the absolute goofiness of it all. So now we know, hey, we just need to play the cap because this is going to be super weird. But we want to know if they rush to cap, because if we were them, we would probably just rush the 277s on, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would play it if I was them.
So you're not bothering with checking the hill of this time.
We don't
right?
want to fight it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Super Conk will just beat us up. It's the only problem without the Kron. But we're hoping that maybe they make a jump here to the center. And then it's so easy to farm this. I mean, anyone coming, even down here, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
That i7's like 70 kph as well. It's crazy. We don't see him. We figure we would have seen him. I think in a minute
were
here
rushing,
I make
yeah.
a jump. Yeah, maybe somebody gets lit. There's something weird that happens here. Maybe Mike gets lit. We're trying to ping it out. The 7-minute or 8-minute games is actually really nice. If this was a 15-minute game with a full cap timer, it would just be
Mediums could pick
so
you apart.
lame. Yeah, the 8 minutes means you have to fight. Yep, and there's the hill. So here is where our first huge mistake of the game happens. So I say, we're gonna circle around and put 3 on cap and force them over. I think the E5 is gonna play like a ravine, you know, but the VZ's getting on cap because I can't play the hill. Look where our E5 goes. So there's the S conk. All right, well, this is incredible zoom too. Wow, holy smokes. So
this is gonna be bad for the E5.
He
Stopped in the water. That's not good.
He knows he potatoed this, so I can make fun of him a little bit because this is just like an absolute worst possible position to be in. And then our IS-7 is actually poking, and so he shouldn't have been reset either, but he actually was poking for it. And now I'm like, wow, this is extremely janky. Trying to stay as fightable.
Yeah, like I
as
don't
we
know
can.
if you even want to be on the cap, just kind of
exactly.
be the defender, so you don't count for a reset.
I actually liked that shot. I'm not sure why that bounced, but the cool news is it's the VZ. I mean, it's hold down. Got a mantlet, but I'm so glad right now that I'm not in the Kron. That's what I'm glad about.
Yeah. I mean, the Kron turret's good, but you're not going to hit anything in the autoloader.
And I'm so tall, right? That's what I'd be worried about. So right now, our E5 is getting killed by the S conk, straight up.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing that we can do about it.
Yeah.
But this 277's really trading quite poorly. So that's the one. And now we're down
there you
3
go.
tanks to 2. But he's also going to try one of these. And I tell Mike, look, don't try to cap it. We're going to have to kill. That's our only way. And I've just eaten this guy up on the incoming. Now watch some 200 MS magic here. I'm like, okay, I'll roll around. Bounce. I'm not even sure.
That went way right, I think.
Yeah, maybe it did. I go, okay, fine. I didn't have server reticle enabled for this either, which was stupid. I go, okay, look at this. It's like a great shot, right?
Yeah. Oh, he turned.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just getting abused by this 277 at this point, and I'm thinking, I'm throwing the whole game. Wow, that feels bad. and I just sit.
That's kind of pen, yeah.
Yeah. Coordinate with the IS-7, call for the S-Conk here over the
Oh
top,
no.
because we can double tap him. There's one from me.
Ram, yep. Oh.
IS-7 gets him with the average roll. And now it's old school
Base
versus
hug.
new school.
Mm.
Yeah. But
This is
our
an
guy
interesting battle.
is running turbo in Grousers. So our IS-7
Oh,
can
yeah.
push their
Holy.
277. Uh-huh. He's
If
just
you can
hanging
push
out.
him up that ridge,
Yep.
it'll create the angle.
Look at him go.
Oh yeah, here it comes. Yep.
This was so satisfying. And it did the mantlet bounce. Shout out to both of them.
Yeah.
He put the NASA camo on before this game. I think that's what did it for him. It's just
Most
so hard
likely.
to deal with this. Yep.
Nice.
And he's just that itty bit when he pushes all the way forward. That itty bit stronger.
Just enough of an angle too, eh?
2% or something, you know?
Oh wow.
And
This is such like
the delay is crazy. Yeah. I was like what was this
early
reload?
world tanks when we just face hug each other until someone dies.
Holy smokes. That was another one of those games where, I mean, it's funny watching them back. We just go down HP in all these games. I mean, really awful. Some of it's positioning for us. Some of it's just the tanks we're in are not what the tanks that we should be playing.
I find it hard to believe you guys managed to win that.
Right?
Yeah, because they really had that. When the E5 got caught in the middle there, I thought that was game. And then your, server issues.
Tank. Oh, that was terrible. Yeah, holy
like,
smokes.
Because that you could have turned around and addressed the rest of that battle so much faster, right?
I'm like 30 seconds slow on that whole activity. Yeah, I totally agree. I think I've got one more.
Like you say, when you're running an E5.
Oh my gosh. The E5 must have done combined like 700 damage in both games or something. I mean, it's just...
Which is too bad because you know what? The E5, for everything that makes it terrible, the gun is very good.
It is. It's just got 340 heat pen, right? It was one of the first with 340.
Yeah. And as long as you're not like running and gunning, it's fairly accurate.
So this is interesting. We had 2 buys, so this is the last team that we face. Turns out, though, since we guaranteed that we're at 4 wins, and they're at 4 wins, so if you tie, then everybody gets a first place prize. So this is going to be some really exciting gameplay we're going to see on 4 times speed.
With an IS-7, you got to think they're going to dump the cap too, don't you think?
Right. But both teams know that a draw means everybody gets paid out, and we'll leave it at that.
Oh, no.
So we're just gonna have a nice 4 times gameplay right here.
Oh boy.
Just looking at the cap, up to 8 times. It does get spicy.
Strong move to the glory hole.
Exactly.
Respect that.
Gotta take a look. Get the barrel through there. And our IS-7 he's taking the windmill, this is a little actually discombobulating on 8 times. I don't think I can live with that. Really a gripping match. This is our E5 is having an equally competitive match here this to last game.
Hasn't lost any HP yet.
I'm sorry, underscore. I'm sorry. It's, oh, got an IS-7 there. Watch out. Oh.
No risk it for the biscuit.
Oh, little whiff. And then the most gripping part, can you reverse into the other tank? That's the question we're all asking ourselves.
Oh my goodness.
Damage was done though. Damage was done. He could have HE ammo racked him right there.
Oh my god.
That was the first place. That was the first place after we went down HP every game. Actually, not the best.
A little
and brightest.
gamemanship at the last battle.
Hey, we were gaming. We were gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't find those mediums. I mean, do you expect us to track down a bat check? Come on now. Come on, we can't chase that guy. We can't chase
E5.
that guy.
That's what the E5 does, right?
It counters the bat. Look at this. We've
Yeah.
actually got him hull down here. It's the big brain, so he's hull down behind the Wheezy. Definitely cannot get penned right here. We should try this in a
I
real
remember
game.
that very brief period where they when they turned that into an HD model in the E5, and it made the little commander's turret
Cupola,
super
yeah.
strong. It was such a glorious time.
For real, though,
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, it had like
E5 was like
250,
strong.
yeah, 250 mils or something, 220 mils on the
Yeah.
hatch. Busted. Well, those are our sort of scuffed games, to be honest, but we did get the win. I'll take it.
Again, you guys are doing more with less than I would be betting. Like if I was betting, I would have bet you guys were done. But
Me
that's
too.
great.
Probably we should have been, to be honest, but I'll take it by hook and by crook.
Yeah.